Hi everyone, and welcome to this reading if this is your reading. All right, so these are the shorter readings that I do during the week when I feel compelled to sit down and do a reading. I feel like Spirit wants to impart something. Please understand this may not be for you. Okay, that's not how it works. Sometimes it just is for the person who happens to be watching. If you've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and it sometimes just automatically plays and it feels like it's for you, then it's for you. All right, if it doesn't feel like it's for you, please switch on to something else. It's not going to always be for you every day. All right, that's not how it works. But if it does resonate, as they say, then this is something that you possibly need to hear as a message. All right, so the first thing that was coming through to me now is War Child, which is actually a song that I know from many years ago that is sung by the Cranberries. And the wording that goes with it is war child, victim of political pride, sow the seed, territorial greed. Okay, that could very much speak to the situations that we're dealing with right now. I've got goosebumps all over my body. So perhaps in some way, shape, or form, because of all the unrest that's happening all over the place, certain people are certainly going to be affected by this. All right. So maybe that is just a sign for you that Spirit sees you and they're acknowledging what you're going through at the moment. Perhaps it is a sign for you that this might be your reading. Okay. We're going to see what comes up. It might not even be related to the reading that's coming up now. It's just a message that was coming through for somebody. Okay, so perhaps you just need to know that Spirit recognizes that you are going through something. All right, let's see what comes up. I want to start with these today and just see. This is Lenormand. For those of you not familiar with Lenormand, Madame Lenormand was one of the most famous and first people to use the Lenormand deck for divination. And it started as a a card, kind of a divination and a card game they would play in the courts. So it's very different to tarot, but it can be used in conjunction. I use tarot and oracle cards together. Today, weirdly enough, I didn't actually pick a tarot deck to use, but let's jump into the reading. Okay. What do we need to know, please, for whoever's watching right now? What is the message for whoever's watching right now? Movement, travel. Okay. All right, there might be someone who's literally moving house or traveling. I just want to see what else is coming up here. Maybe there's a necessity for you to move because of unrest. Anything else from this deck, please? Okay, that's it. All right. So we've got the ship. I don't read this in typical Lenormand fashion, always, like as a pictogram. So for those of you who read Lenormand, please know that this is more intuitive. It will have Lenormand elements in, but it's not strictly Lenormand. So don't pull me over the coals for not sticking to the rules, so to speak. Okay, so what we've got here is a situation here where there's some kind of a movement, all right? The ship is showing some kind of movement. It could literally be travel overseas, as in over the sea, whether that's by aeroplane, by ship, however you want to do it, maybe a cruise. I don't think this is necessarily a cruise, because we also have the house and the home here, which is being affected. Okay, so this is somebody moving house. You could literally be moving to another state or another country here. And I feel as if this has the potential to be really positive, because we've got the stork. This is something that can be birthed into being, that can be very positive. Again, water is so prevalent now, and I've had water in all the readings I've done this week, in terms of allowing it to help you to heal. All right. So this healing could come through movement, this literal move, some kind of movement or an opportunity that you're going to be taking or something that's going to be birthing. Maybe even a new job might necessitate you having to move. And it does feel like you are kind of leaving whatever you see as being solid, leaving that behind. Okay, here's this beautiful estate home. And what I am noticing here, though, is this archway. And it's as if, sorry, I'm just checking. It almost looks like, it looked like there was an ocean there behind there. But I think that I meant to see that. It's like this archway. This is a gateway. Don't be afraid to leave the home, because there's something positive that's going to be coming from this, something that's going to be birthed from this. All right. And there again, the stalks flying overhead, almost like a migrating kind of an energy, but to something to be birthed. So perhaps you do have to take an opportunity overseas or something along these lines. I also feel like this would be to some degree that there is concern about this. Okay, the man can literally mean that there's a very significant man involved here. Maybe this is someone who's a contact for you. Maybe this is the person making the offer. But I also get the sense here that this is something that you would feel you may be stepping down a bit, or you're afraid that that's going to happen, that your quality of life's not going to be as good. Maybe you have to, it's like moving from, say for instance, you're moving from an area in the States where you are living in a beautiful home like this. You've got lots of space. It may not be like this, but in a decent home with a decent sized yard, all the rest of it. And maybe you're moving to London for a job. And London is a place where the living space is very restricted. Okay, they have very small yards, typically speaking, and they have very small houses in comparison to places like this. So it could feel, this is just an analogy for that, but it could feel that you have to downsize in some way, that you're taking a step down in some way. Maybe you're going into a position that is not as high or affluent as the position that you would have, or you'd have to kind of start from scratch in a company, something along these lines. I do feel like that is your biggest challenge in the situation. Secondary to that, a challenge is that this is foreign to you, literally and figuratively speaking. The challenge is also that this seems like a huge task to undertake, which would be a given if you had to be doing something along these lines. Please note, it doesn't have to be exactly the scenario I'm giving you, but it's something along these lines. It's something like this that's going to occur or is occurring. And I feel as if there is a lot of emotional stuff going on here. So like I was saying, when I started the reading, this might be for that person, or maybe there's more than one of you, where I said war child. Maybe you have to move because of unrest. Maybe you have to move because of some political stuff that's going on, and it's greed and corruption and all of the rest of it. And this is the reason that you have to move, all right? That you had to seek something somewhere else. But I think this is really going to be good for you. The stork is wonderful, okay? It's the Queen of Hearts. And it's a really lovely energy. It's a number 8 as well, which shows that you are very much supported by spirit. This is a number 10, which shows the closing of a cycle. You've got the number 4, which is stability, security, which is what I was saying you feel like you're leaving behind. But I feel like that can really be re-established. Okay. The one thing I must say is when we've got the mice like this, it does warn us against just trusting everybody or listening to gossip as well. There could be people that you should not tell about your plans, and there should also be people you should not be listening to. Okay. There's something that is that can be detrimental to your plans. Let me just put it that way. So be very careful of the people around you that would be like planting seeds of doubt. This isn't a good idea. This is never going to work out. Don't listen to that stuff. Don't also share your story with anybody who's going to, again, be a gossiper. And gossip never ends well, and it's never with a good intention. So just avoid telling that person. You don't necessarily owe them anything, especially if they're going to go and slander you to someone else, or say, did you know that so-and-so is doing this? I don't think it's a good idea. That's what happens here. Okay, they're gnawing away at the confidence that you do have, or the belief you do have in this opportunity. They're gnawing away at this this potential for stability, to re-establish the stability. They're making you believe it can't happen. That's nonsense, all right? Whatever you believe can happen. You trust yourself. You trust your gut instinct. Your intuition knows what's right. Okay, we're going to see if there's an animal. Are we going to do that? No, we're going to do this first. Let me see if there's anything here from the Earth Magic Oracle. Just to reinforce this, please. Any messages from here? I don't think they want to. I had a feeling I had to use this deck. Let's just double check. Maybe one card. Anything from this deck, please? There we go. Karma. Okay. Wow. Okay. Karma is for multifaceted. I think that's the only card I need. Anything else? No. Okay. Thank you. This karma is going to be, whether you believe in karma or not, the wheel turns, or whatever energy you put out comes back to you in some way, shape, or form. We believe this kind of concept, okay? If you don't believe in it at all, fair enough. But usually actions have consequences, cause and effect. There's going to be some kind of karmic situation playing out here in terms of, if you are having to leave a situation because of somebody else's negative actions, the universe is going to sort them out. You have to go, or you have to take this opportunity or do this thing because it's part of your contract. All right? And whoever's trying to derail you, this situation I'm talking about, that could be political or whatever for some of you, or the reason you have to go seems to be different to the one where I'm picking up on people trying to discourage you. But either way, that will balance itself out. They will either be proven wrong, the people are trying to discourage you, or they will just get their comeuppance in terms of, just being a yucky person. And whatever's going on here, if it is on a grander scale, it's like you had to go because the company you work for are very corrupt, or doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Whatever it is, it says, don't worry. Your movement, whether it's physical, relocation, or it's just movement to another company, or it's just movement to a new house, this is within your karmic contract. And anybody who has caused that from a negative perspective, or is discouraging or pushing any negativity your way in any way, shape, or form, they're going to get what they deserve. The universe will sort them out. Okay, you don't have to be worrying about that. Okay, I honestly think that this is actually my reading for the day, so I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to wish you all a beautiful day. I hope that this reading speaks to you and that it's going to be helpful in some way. Please take care. Sending lots of love.